Hi, Celebrant Lindy. I do ceremonies. First of all, let me say a huge and heartfelt thank you for choosing me to be the one who helps you to create and conduct your ceremony. It's always such a joy to be a part of these special days. But I also thought I might offer some ideas about what you could be doing at this point to help prepare for your ceremony, because it doesn't matter if your ceremony is coming up in the next couple of months or if it's not happening for a couple of years. It's never too early to start engaging with the idea of your ceremony and what you want it to look like and the elements that you want to be in it. So as I say, I thought I would share some ideas, and one of the best ideas I think for you to engage with your ceremony is for you to create a ceremony mood board. Now, this is one I made earlier, just quite a simple one. We'll go over it in a minute, but creating a ceremony mood board is such a great idea because it's such a fun, joyful, creative thing to do. And your ceremony and planning for your ceremony, planning for your whole day, should be a really enjoyable, fun, creative, joyful, wonderful experience. And so, as I say, I can't emphasize enough how important the ceremony part of your day is. I know there's other parts of your day that are really important, but the ceremony, the part where you exchange your vows and you make this lifelong commitment to each other, and you sign your names to a legal document, you know, it cannot be underestimated how powerful that is. And a wedding day, a ceremony, is not just a party, it's not just a joyful occasion. And I will have said this to you, we'll have had this conversation, but it's a rite of passage. Me, your guests, we are walking you through this change that's happening in your life. So you will enter that venue, that building, wherever it's going to be, as, you know, two individual people, and you'll emerge out the other side as a married couple. So it's a bit like a Stargate. It's like your Doctor Who TARDIS. There's something really powerful is going to happen within that 30 minutes for your ceremony that really needs to be given attention, and not just attention from me, attention from you guys, because you can absolutely tell the difference. I can absolutely tell the difference on the day if a couple has really thought about their ceremony, what it means to them, what they want it to look like, rather than just paying me their money and saying whatever you come up with is okay for us. So, a mood board, what do you put on it? Well, that's up to you. You can put on it whatever you like, but I'll show you some of the things I've put on it and why. So I'll show you what they are first. I've put on a picture, so that would be a picture of you two. I've put on this wee wristband to represent colour. I've put on a picture of some friends, so this would be to represent the people who are have an important part of your day, so your bridal party, your groomsmen. A picture of your venue, very, very important. Here we've got a poem, we've got one of Shakespeare's sonnets. We've got some words written here, relaxed, meaningful and fun. We've got a heart to represent love. We've got a picture of me, just so that you can be thinking about and remind yourselves of why it was you chose me. And I've got a wee bag of confetti. So the confetti is to symbolise all the guests that are going to be there, because of course whenever you see guests throwing confetti in a ceremony, it's such a beautiful, joyful part of the ceremony, and it symbolises them bestowing blessings on you for your life together, and, you know, offering you these blessings for your marriage. So it's such a beautiful part. So that's to symbolise all the guests, all your guests, and the fact that you want them to feel included, and you want them to have a great day, a fun day, a joyful day. The picture of you two, of course, that, you know, we don't need any explanations as to why that should be on there, but one of the tricks is, once you have everything on here, and you don't have to put everything on at the one time, it can be a work in progress. You can have monthly ceremony mood boards events where you add more stuff to it, or you just sit and look at it and think about it in terms of your ceremony. So you're thinking about the journey you've taken together as a couple, you know, how you met, what was it that brought you two together and put you on this path where you ended up wanting to commit your lives to each other. And what does that commitment mean to you both? For some people, marriage is the merging of two souls. But for other people, marriage is a journey that you take. You know, you each want to keep your individuality, but you choose to walk a path together. So think about what marriage means to you, what this step that you're taking means to you. This represents colour. You know, when you think about your ceremony, do you imagine it filled with colour? Wedding ceremony, well, any kind of ceremonies often are, apart from funeral services, maybe funeral ceremonies, but everything else is often filled with beautiful colour. So if you imagine that, put something in your mood board that represents colour. Put something that represents me, or just even the words I do, to think about why it was you chose me to create your ceremony, co-create your ceremony, and to think about that, so that when the time comes and we're in that space together, we feel like a unit. We feel that this is something we've co-created, and it's not me and then, you know, there's a gap to you guys. Put something that represents love and friendship and trust and respect, all these things we think about when we think about marriage. You can see I've got some words here, and I will already have asked you about what tone you're trying to set for your ceremony. But think about that. And these might all change, but think about, so here we've got meaningful, relaxed, fun. Think about, what do we want for our guests? What do we want for us? How do we want to feel? What do we want the ceremony to feel like? And put words to represent that. Of course, put a picture of your beautiful venue and think about why you've chosen that venue. And it might be that there's a deep symbolic meaning to it. You know, it's a castle that represents your clan, or it might just be that they gave you the best price, and that's absolutely fine. But you can bring depth to that by looking at this space and by thinking, oh my goodness, in 2 months or in 2 years, we're going to be standing in that space, and in the course of 30 minutes, our lives are going to change forever. So think about that. Think about the energy that you want to have in that space. Poetry or readings, think about those. Do you want them? If yes, why? And what kind of readings do you want? Do you want something very romantic and reverential, like Shakespeare's "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day"? Do you want Rabbie Burns? You know, do you want it to be very Scottish? Do you want it to be funny and modern, or do you want it to be something that one of your family or your guests has written? Have a think about that. You shouldn't just have poetry in a ceremony just for the sake of having poetry, or indeed if you're having a hymn or a prayer. Think about why you're having that there. What is it adding to your ceremony? And then look for poetry or readings or prayer or hymns that fits in with what it is you're looking for. Your pictures of your bridesmaids, or I don't know if I've mentioned this as I say this, but the people who are going to be on your team, so team bride, team groom, or team bride, depending what kind of ceremony it is. But these people that you've chosen to be with you and to support you, to be your close tribe on the day, why have you chosen them? What does it mean to you to have those people with you? So you can see there, we're starting to build up not just a few wee pictures on a board, but a ceremony and the meaning behind it. As I say, it's a work in progress, so you can revisit it and you can keep adding to it. You might decide that you want to change some things on it. That's absolutely fine. But then when we meet later on, you can either bring this mood board or at least bring a photograph of this mood board, and that will be really, really helpful for me to see behind your thinking, to see what you guys have been talking about, thinking about, and putting together. And as I say, I promise you, if you can do that, it will give you a much more powerful, much more meaningful, much more joyful, much more authentic ceremony. And that ceremony, that part where you two take a deep breath, that pause, where you step into making your vows of marriage to each other. That part is going to be the foundation upon which your marriage is going to be built. So I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to get that right. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful. Oh, and if you're having a hand fasting or anything like that, and you want me to send you a wee bit of Harris Tweed that you can put on your board, a wee bit of tartan if you're having some Scottish elements in there, which you probably are because you've chosen me, right? Oh, sorry, I do. And get in touch and I can send you that. But have fun, enjoy it, create something beautiful. And I can't wait to see indeed what you do create. Okay, hope that's been helpful. Speak to you soon. Fair fa.